If you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you're looking for some relief with your period. So I got you today. We're going to go through this nice, nourishing, gentle flow. And if you have a bolster, I highly recommend you grab it for today's practice. If you don't have one, you don't need one. Although if you want to find a pillow that could be a good alternative, go ahead and grab it. And let's get started. The first pose, we're actually just going to begin with legs up the wall. You do not need to be against the wall for this, but if you do have a bolster, put your hips right on top of it where the low back's going to press into the bolster as well. And we're going to begin here, so if you've got the wall, you can bring your legs to rest up on the wall, and you'll find that a nice comfortable position where your legs are just going to hang. And even if you don't have the wall for support here, we're just going to start to find some relief in the low back. Let the blood flow fall out of the legs. And we're going to connect with our breath here, really just starting to slow down. We have about 1.5 minutes left. Hands comfortable where you want them to be. Just letting the knees get some relief, letting gravity pull against what you normally have going on in the legs. And as we start this practice, the biggest thing I'm going to have you do is really stay with the breath, letting the inhales be deep into the belly so we can make space in the womb, as well as those inhales helping press our low back into the earth so we can get some relief, almost a massage, working with our surroundings. The goal here is to be slow, to let your body just fall in line with its natural cycle as we bleed. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Slowly lowering those legs, coming into a bridge, pulling the bolster out from underneath you, and we're going to begin with some baby cat-cows. So in this bridge cat-cow, it's just the baby movement, arching the belly button, I'll move my shirt out of the way, to the sky, and then exhaling, pressing the low back into the earth. Connecting with the breath, inhaling, lifting the spine off the mat, and as you exhale, pressing that low back into the mat again. Hands can be out by the sides and the cactus arms, a half T right here. Wherever your arms feel comfortable, really noticing how this gives relief to your low back, to the womb space. Relaxing the jaw. Take 3 more breaths. And finishing that last breath, take your feet a little wider than the hips, and we're just going to drop our knees from side to side, let's just do 3 back and forth motions of windshield wipers before we move on. A little bit of motion here, although a lot of what we're doing today is slow, restorative. 1 more windshield wiper per side. And let let's keep going. From your pose on the ground, we are going to come into a reclined supported butterfly. If you don't have the bolster or the pillow, you can just stay laying down and bring your knees out. If you've got the bolster, we're going to take it on our back so that our tailbone lines up with the edge of the pillow. Feet together in butterfly and slowly roll back. For me, I find this to be extremely relieving in your menstrual cycle or menstrual phase of your cycle. For me, I like to tuck my hands underneath my thighs and then back to that deep 360 breathing, thinking about all sides of the body expanding with the breath. Nice and slow, not being afraid to take up space here. And just let yourself settle into this moment. Honoring this as medicine for your pain, any cramps, tension in the low back. That breath you're breathing in, really making space for the womb. This time of month can be such a shameful time of month, but it is such an honor to really have our bleed. It's what makes us women. Woman. Keeping with that deep belly breathing, seeing if you can let that exhale support you, just slowly melting deeper into the earth. Almost done with this pose. Nice deep breaths here, really letting the back of the bolster connect with your own back. And if at any point any of these poses feel amazing, pause the video, hold it a little bit longer. Three more breaths. Pulling your knees together and just slowly rolling to one side, coming into that fetal position, side lying corpse, just giving your spine some relief after that. Find yourself comfortable, and we'll just take a few moments here. And one more full breath in and out. And pressing yourself, rolling back through. If you have that bolster, just take it out of the way, coming onto your back again. And we're gonna meet ourselves in a resting bridge. We're gonna start our twisting. So we're gonna bring our right leg over the left knee into a figure four. Taking a nice inhale, you're gonna lift that left leg off the ground, clasp your hand behind the left knee, this reverse or reclined pigeon, pulling that left leg in, pressing into the right foot. Pressing the right knee away from you, maybe you need to take one hand and keep it pressing out. Now, if this feels fantastic, you can keep it here, but I'm gonna have us come to a half cow. So at half cow face, you're just gonna slightly unhinge through that pigeon and then roll the hips over to the left side. So that right foot comes resting down right here. You can take your left hand, hold it around the right foot. You can even bind with that left foot if you want, and play with where you want the knee to be. You can pull the knee into your shoulder, or you can think about pressing it away from you, just coming into this twist as it feels right. And breathe. Breathe into what you're feeling, big or small, letting yourself settle here. Once again, reminder of relaxing the jaw, the shoulders, letting everything come into this restorative flow. Let there be ease, relief, big belly breathing. And we're going to turn this into a full reclined cow face. If you want to stay here, you can once again, but if not, we're going to keep our legs so that they are crossed like so. Roll our hips back to center, so you'll find that that right knee is on top of the left knee. And from here, we're going to try and take our clasp around the tops of the shins. If you've got a lot of space, you can grab around the feet. You can even come to the outside and pull it in. And this is gonna feel different for everyone. If this is too complicated, just stay in that twisted half cow face we were just in. Wherever you are, letting yourself settle into the space, letting that low back press into the earth, a stretch through the glutes. Three more breaths. And slowly releasing that twist, turning this into a happy baby, clasping around the ankles or the feet, pulling the knees into the armpits, elongating through the spine, letting that tailbone slightly round. You can rock side to side if it feels good, if the stillness and just the constant even pressure is nice, that's fine. Breathe into the space. Where it's making space in the womb, the low back again. Last breath, nice breath in, 360, deep belly breath in and out. And release those legs straight out in front of you for just a pause in Shavasana. Legs out straight. Letting the body calibrate, integrate what we just did. For me, this time of month, I really enjoy in poses keeping my hands rested in my sacral chakra place. This is the womb space, and your hands on it really can give relief. Let's get 3 more nice breaths here. Deep, expansive. Let out any sighs you need. and pull your knees back into a resting bridge. This time, taking the left leg, figure fouring over to the right. Nice breath in. As you exhale, lift the right leg off the ground, clasp behind the right knee, pressing the right calf into the back of the hamstring. And let's hold this pigeon, this reclined reverse pigeon. Relaxing the jaw, reminder there. Relaxing the eyes. One more breath in, press that low back into the earth with the inhale. You can stay here, or this is the time, releasing that total compression and then dropping that left foot over to the right side. Reclined half cow face, binding with the feet if you would like. Find the twist. Notice how it feels on this side compared to the other. See how you can fully relax, how you can breathe into this space, big or small, you're sensationally feeling. Let's take 3 more breaths. Big, 360 degrees. Don't be afraid to take up space. Give your womb space. And keeping the twist, releasing the hand binds, turning this into a full reclined cow face, clasping your hands around the feet if you can, or around the tops of the shins, pressing the low back into the earth, feeling the space in the glutes, maybe some in the low back, the legs. Breathe through it, relax as you can. Relax the tongue, the nose, the back of the neck, the collarbones. One more big breath. And release, this time coming out, straightening the legs. No happy baby this time. You can take your hands on the womb space. Let that integrate. And rolling to the side to help yourself up, we are going to meet an easy pose. Take your time, rolling up. Whew. And from this easy pose, we're just going to take one more chance in a seated butterfly. So you can bring your feet together. If they're up here, that's okay. See how much you can just let the knees relax through it. If you've got support, you're welcome to bring it in front of you. And we are going to fold forward into a forward fold butterfly. Rest your hands on your forearms if you've got the bolster. If you don't have that, just see how you can place your hands in front of you. Surrender the back of the neck, let that stretch, tucking the chin into the front of the chest. Two more breaths. And pulling out. And before we come into a meditative pose with the yoni murda, we're going to meet ourselves in child's pose. This child's pose would be great if you had this bolster, but if not, once again, it's okay. You can do this wide-legged or a more traditional child's pose, knees closer together. Play with what feels better for your hips and your womb space today. And just walk yourself forward, pulling that support in if you've got it. And then resting yourself down, finding that opening in the back of the womb, the low back. Once again, deep belly breathing here. Three more breaths. Let's make it 4. Pulling yourself up, steady. Taking the bolster out of the way. Option to come into a down dog or a forward fold here for a moment. Your choice. Down dog does feel nice. It does give a little strength, really giving big opening to the back body. Let yourself relax here. Dancing with the ease and the effort. Noticing how the body feels compared to where it started. Last breath wherever you are. And dropping down. Meeting in an easy pose if you've got that pillow or the bolster or anything you can put under the hips as we come into this final meditative honoring pose for the yoni or bleed. It's great to lift the hips. This creates more of an opening in the front of the womb, which does feel extremely relieving for any pain or tension you're finding there as we are dropping our energy, releasing that flow. We're gonna hold the yoni murda. So the way you do it, especially when you are bleeding or experiencing that womb pain, you just take your fingers almost in that yoni shape, pressing it over the womb, connecting your palms right about where the ovaries are, and then softening the gaze. If it feels safe, drop the eyes. Connecting with the breath, pulling in through the nose, down the throat, deep into the womb, into the belly. And exhaling, letting it out as it feels right. And just continue really focusing that breath, expanding all sides of the lower belly, your sacral chakra. Letting that breath support your awareness, turning inward to this area, honoring this magical and beautiful time of the month. Acknowledging that you showed up to the practice. You showed up for self-care, nourishing the body. Honoring the womb, the cycle of the feminine. Let's take in one more breath in, full into the belly, out through the mouth. We're going to finish with a vam for the mantra today. So if you would like to sing with me, this vibration is fantastic for the healing. If not, just listen to the sound, let it resonate through your body, your ears, your aura, your mind. So inhale for vam. Take your time here or in any pose that feels good for the womb. If you feel complete, slowly coming out, giving yourself gratitude to the practice, to being able to nourish, be in the body. It is such an honor to share this healing practice with you. Thanks so much for joining. If you liked it, feel free to comment or like the video, and feel free to share to any of your bleeding friends looking for support. Namaste.